Hi Stampers, this is Alicia Christian with Stampin' Up, and I'm here today to show you how to make this cute little purse-shaped gift card holder. It would be great for Mother's Day or a wedding or even graduation. You could change up the papers or colors in it to make it just for any cute occasion. And it's made mostly with our punches and our die cut machine. So let me get started. I'm going to start with a piece of black cardstock for my background, and I just cut this the same way I would for a card size. You just need it big enough to be twice as big as our top note die. And I'm going to use our scoring tool here to score it in half, right the 4 1/4, just so I've got a nice good fold right there. And love that I can keep my little thing right there so I don't lose it, because I'm always doing that. I'm going to use the top note die here, which is this one. Don't know if you can see that very well, but it's got this little scallopy shape. And I'm going to place my paper on the die, and I'm going to actually put the folded edge right along the bottom here, right above where that cut line and little faux stitch line is. I'm going to just keep it right above there because I want as much of this top note die shape as I can get in there. But I don't want any cutting or little perforations from those stitches. So I'm going to do that. Make my little sandwich here so that I can then run this through my die cut machine here, a Big Shot. Crank it through. Alright, what comes out is kind of like a little folder. Get that out of the way. See, I got the shape along the top, and then I didn't get the bottom because I folded it and put it there, and so now I've got the top portion of my piece there. Now I'm going to cut the same top note again using my designer paper, and I just want it big enough to cover. I'm going to trim part off, so I don't need a fold this time. You could do it on the fold if you want to cover both front and back of your little purse. I didn't do that. So I'm just going to cut this again. Same way, using my little Big Shot machine here. Love the die cuts. I've been doing a lot of 3D projects and favors and things ever since I got this. I don't know how to do a project without it anymore. So I got same shape here. Got a little bit off the edge, and that's okay though, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this off right where there's like a little stitching line in there. And I'm just going to use my scissors to trim all the way around on that, and it's really easier to do. Normally I'm not like a trim work type of person. I'm not patient enough for that, but this is actually really easy because those are little perforations, and they just make it real easy to guide your scissors through, so you don't have to be very careful. It kind of just goes on its own. And I'm just trimming off that edge, staying right in those little grooves that's kind of created by that stitching look, which is really cute if you want to keep that. I like the stitching look. You can just highlight it on your black with like a white gel pen or the zig painty. Okay, so then I have this, and I'm going to use my adhesive, making sure I'm getting way up there in the little top niches especially. A lot of snail on there. Stick it right up here, and I'm going to line it right up with that edge. So it kind of gives like a natural border, and then if I flip it over, I have an easy cutting guide to trim off what's left. That's the base of my purse there. And now what I'm going to do is work on the handle part. And how I did that was I took a scrap piece of crumb cake, because that's the color in here, and that's what I decided I wanted to match. And I used this is the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. It's an old one, you can tell by the style. I'm going to punch in here, and I'm going to leave some space around the circle on top and the sides, but I don't care if there's space on the bottom, because I'm not actually going to use that. But what I'm going to do to cut my handle is I'm going to use the circles number 2 die, and I'm going to use the biggest circle. I'm going to kind of just stick this right on there. And you don't really have to center it like exactly. It'll still come out cute. I'm actually going to go this way so that my paper doesn't hang off there. Okay, and then even if it's not like this one, I I kind of got lucky in that it came out pretty even all the way around, but it could be off and still look really cute. That's what I normally actually go for. It's kind of mod if you get it off. So I'm going to grab my Big Shot again, make my little sandwich here, stick it in, get started, and it's cutting my circles out here. And I love that these are all perfectly sized to layer, which is normally awesome. I don't need the layering today, but normally I do things with layers, and I like that. Save those for another use. Put this out of my way, and this is what I have. So this is what I was talking about, where it's a little bit odd, and that's okay. It totally has this like mod, thicker on top look. I'm just going to trim off the bottom here, and I'm going to use a glue dot along there. Just stick it right near the edge, just to hold it in. And I'm using a glue dot instead of the snail on this, so that because it's a little bit stronger, and while this isn't a real purse, it won't have stuff in it, it is going to be what people hold it by usually, is they'll kind of, oh, look how cute this is, you know, and carry it by there. So I want it to be a little bit stronger. If you wanted to put some lining inside, like more DSP, you could do that. That would be a great idea too. Okay, and I'm going to work on my little clasp right here. And for that, I used a oval punch. Punched one out with my scrap cardstock. I'm going to fold this in half. Normally I'd use my little scoring tool again, just to make a nice, good fold. And that's what's making the main part of my little clasp, my fake clasp. It's going to sit on top here, kind of center it. And what I'm going to do is kind of hold it in place. I'm going to put some adhesive right where it's going to land here. Just stick it on there. And then on this side, what I'm going to do is use my smaller circle punch and some more designer paper. I'm just going to punch out a little circle of that, and I'm going to use that and a little pearl. Actually, the bigger pearl. I love our basic pearls and rhinestones. I use them on everything. These little half ones with the adhesive already on them, I swear they're a huge time saver. So I'm going to do that. Now, for the opening to keep it closed, I used Velcro. You can see that here. Normally I might use a piece of one of those self-adhesive Velcro dots, but I didn't have black ones on hand. I only have white ones. I kind of wanted it to blend, so I'm using just regular, it's like Velcro tape. I snipped off a small piece, and I'm just going to roll some glue dots to stick on the back of there. What I do is I do one side, and I put it down near the tip of that, but hidden, of course. And then I will do two more on the other side. So that when I stick it down, it'll stick, and I can push a little bit. So then I have my little Velcro opening, and it's all lined up perfectly. I don't have to try to put the top and bottom and match it. It's ready that way. And then the last thing I did was I love on our basic pearls, these little strips right here. Oops, sorry. Little strips that are like all attached in a nice row. Took one of those. They're great for borders or trims, especially on scrapbooking on a little line underneath a photo or something. Really cool. I'm actually going to need a little bit longer than one of these, so I'm going to start it, just stick it on here. Just kind of stick a few at a time, keeping it in the middle as you go. And then when you run out, I like to turn my items too instead of my hand while I'm doing things that are round. I do that with scissors when I'm snipping and that kind of stuff too. Take up another strip. Just bump it right up there next to that one. And just stick it there. And then when I get down here to the end, I just stick my fingernail right between them and kind of grab the next one and pull it off. And then this can go back on my little strip there. And then I've got my, got my little purse done. And at this point with my card, there's space inside to write a message if you want, or to stamp like a happy birthday. Normally I choose my papers to match my card. This is just what was in my wallet right now. You could use a glue dot, or some Dotto is great for these. I know we're going to stop carrying the Dotto, but we do have the refill right now because that's removable. But the glue dot, if you just put one, it would hold it there so that it wouldn't slide it around. Hold it there well enough. Hello, get off from there. Do it this way. So that it won't just slide around and fall out the side of your little purse. So then you have that, and it's closed, and it's ready to give somebody. What would also look good here would be one of our antique brads you could put there. Let's see if I can find one of those so you can visualize that. Something real cute. Just with this morning mocha paper, you know, it's just kind of lends itself to that. You could do that right there. That would be adorable as well. So this is the Top Note gift card holder purse, and I hope that you enjoyed learning how to make it.